Risings Queen.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You do as well.
Thank you, darling. Okay, so let me turn this down. So Shayna will not be with us in the flesh today. She is out making some moves for the community. So she is en route there, but she is providing us with the live stream. So we're so grateful to have her being able to support us with the technology to get us to be able to get to the point to where we can stream this for you guys. And so we're so grateful. So what I'm going to do is introduce myself, and then I'm going to let our first ever healer for our community, Euphoria, our breathwork goddess. We're going to let her introduce herself, and then we're going to get started on this Healing Wednesdays. So thank you for everyone streaming. Looks like we got people watching us over on our Facebook group. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you share this. Go ahead and tag someone to join along. Healing Wednesdays is lit. So we moved it over from Clubhouse to here inside the Facebook stream. And so we're so grateful. So who am I? I am Amber, aka Watch Amber, and I'm the co-founder of the Herpes Can Never movement. My confidence is contagious. I help women heal on purpose. I've been called to help women feel unashamed, empowered, and worthy, and I'm using my real life experiences to do so. I'm a certified life coach. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm so grateful to have you all streaming with us live here on Healing Wednesdays. Euphoria.
Rich and Divine Risings family. It's your girl Euphoria, aka the Breathwork Goddess. I am a self-taught spiritual healer. My main focus is in breathwork because when we focus on our breath and we control our breath, we control our spirit and our reality. Breathwork releases tension in the body, which reduces stress in the body, one of the main causes of herpes. So I want to express gratitude to everyone joining today. Gratitude to my queens, Amber and Shayna, for holding this space so that we can heal as a family. Here we are heard, seen, and loved.
Yay! Okay, thank you, Queen. So, can y'all see the comments? Hey, Pamela. Yes, I can see the comments, Pamela, over on my other device. So if you guys want to get in the comments on Facebook, I am able to track those. So make sure you say good morning, Grand Rising, and let us know where you are watching from with us today. So like I said, Shayna's with us in spirit, and we are going to get this Healing Wednesday started off like we do each and every Wednesday by doing some amazing breath work. And I know that we're working through our chakras, and I'm so excited for this week's experience. So Euphoria, I'm going to hand it off to you, and I'm excited. Let's go.
Yes, I'm excited as well. Oh my gosh, hold on. It's loud. Thing.
It's okay. Everybody's tapping into the comments. So I'm going to make sure I speak to them, but you go ahead, Queen. I am here and I'm ready.
No problem. Yes, I'm excited. This week we're focusing on the solar plexus chakra. We moved through the root chakra and the sacral chakra last week, but this week is solar plexus, hence all the yellow. As you guys know, that is the color that represents the solar plexus. I want to give a few facts about the solar plexus before we move into the breath work. So solar plexus, also known as Manipura in Sanskrit, represents willpower, self-esteem, responsibility, intellect, and independence. Stones that are used for this chakra are malachite, calcite, citrine, topaz, yellow jasper, pyrite, rutilated quartz, and tiger's eye. Today, I'm going to be using pyrite, fool's gold, as some of you guys may know it, which also brings prosperity and wealth as well, guys. So that's a good stone to have. And then also I'm still using tiger's eye, one of my ultimate favorite stones. I cannot find my citrine ring. I'm sad. But without further ado, we're going to jump into it. I'm going to give you a few quick facts. There are vrittis that the particular solar plexus works with. There's 10 petals on the solar plexus chakra when seen. As you can see, there are 10 different petals back here. Each petal represents something that you have to master in order to unlock or quote unquote master this chakra. Those things being spiritual ignorance, fear, jealousy, treachery, shame, thirst, disgust, delusion, foolishness, and sadness. Once you've mastered all these lower vibrations and you learn to transfer that energy into positives, and you find out what the positives for those particular petals are for you personally, then you can ultimately master this chakra. So without further ado, I'm going to move right into it.
Thank you for that knowledge, Queen. I love how much we're learning. Yeah.
No problem. No problem. It's always my pleasure. I'm gonna
Looks
start
like,
with
let's see here. We have Quana tuning in from Mississippi. We have Newman from Philly. We have Pamela tuning in. So we got people over in the Facebook group who are watching right now. So shout out to y'all.
shout out to you guys, and I hope you guys are taking advantage of all this information that I'm giving to you guys, because this stuff is serious and true and definitely very beneficial to the healing process, especially with self-confidence, because that's something that we're all trying to master, especially, being in this space, being diagnosed with herpes. Self-confidence is the one thing that I gained from being diagnosed. So again, my name is Euphoria, breathwork goddess. Just want to start some breath work. We're focusing on the solar plexus today. So,
all right,
here we go. So for this particular breathwork exercise, we're going to put our hands in this formation here. And we're going to keep level with the solar plexus. So when we push out, we keep our arms level. We don't go up, we don't go down, we don't go. Just coming straight out. So we're going to breathe in when we point out and breathe out when we touch our solar plexus. And that should be right at the navel or just above the navel, whichever feels most comfortable. And we're just going to do this rapid breathing. So we're going to come around in the arc. Once we complete one arc, we're going to do breath retention with the same outward forward push. We'll start now. I'll turn up the music for you guys. And this is 528 hertz, which is solfeggio frequency to help unlock this chakra. Back to the center. Breathe in. And out. In. And that concludes this session of breath work. If you want, guys, we can do one more before we close out the room. That's perfectly fine with me. I want to hand the mic over to Amber.
Thank you so much, Queen. Have never been more aware of my breath until this season of my healing. So I did some manifestation, I did some meditation, and I realized I feel like I'm in my infancy with meditation. And so I'm learning the value and the power and just to focus on breath. So I know that that's the kind of the easiest thing to focus on when you're trying to become like really aware and present in the moment. And so it's not really until this season of my life that I really just started focusing on breathing. And you've really helped bring a lot of awareness to me to realize the power and the value of being aware of your breath. And I think it's so important that we, as we work through our healing, as we work through our diagnosis and the things that come along with it, to be aware of different avenues of healing and how valuable being aware and present in the moment is. So thank you for that, Queen. Right now, we would normally have our affirmations from Shayna, but like I said, Shayna is on the road doing work for our community, and I know she's looking forward to sharing what she's working with when she's able to join us, which possibly will be this evening. If not, it will be probably Friday for our Patreons. So I'm going to introduce myself again. I'm I'm Amber, the co-founder of the Herpes Can Never movement, and I'm a certified life coach. And this is what I would normally offer you guys, like a word of encouragement as it relates to healing. And so on our Patreon call last night, Shane and I actually did a watch party where we watched an episode of the Red Table Talk, and we watched the episode around narcissism. And we talked about so many things, how they shared that there are two different types of narcissists. And the covert narcissism sometimes looks like saying things like, nothing ever goes my way, everything is wrong. Making statements, blanket statements like that is really narcissistic, because it's not, nothing is ever always or never. And there's always room in the middle. And so I was looking to try to find characteristics about maybe the person who gave me herpes or toxic people around me who might fall into these categories. And what I did in that self-reflection from watching that watch party was actually realize that those were some qualities that I actually had about myself prior to being diagnosed. Like, I recognized a lot of qualities and how I lived my life and even viewed myself following being diagnosed with herpes. And so we just kind of reflected on how we participated in our own in fueling the stigma in our own lives, because we put ourselves in the position of being the victim. So I want to encourage you right now. For wherever you are and whatever thoughts, negative thoughts you've had about yourself and your healing and your diagnosis, to know that you are in full control of your thoughts, which is super encouraging, because what the negative thoughts you're thinking, we can simply replace those with positive thoughts. And what you think is what will be. Shane always says your mind has to arrive to the destination before your body actually gets there. And that's so paramount in your healing as well, because, okay, I'm sorry. That's so paramount in your healing as well, because it's all about what you're telling yourself. So Euphoria, if you want to share with our community, I see a little bit about your story. So everyone is still, a lot of people already know who you are, but they're still getting to know you. So share your herpes status with us, please. And also share specifically how integral breathwork has been for your healing and, on this Healing Wednesday, because our community is so vast and so many people will come, everybody's coming from all over. And so breathwork might be familiar to some, but it also might be super new to others as well. So, I'll talk to the people about how that played, talk to the cousins about how that played a part in your healing.
Okay, guys. So my herpes status, I'm herpes positive for type 1 and type 2. You can have outbreaks from both of these strains orally or genitally. It does not matter, guys. It's not like one goes one and two goes. You can have either on either site. For me, breath work was the ability to control my stress levels, right? So I would notice that I would get tense and things would, because I've been experiencing herpes for about 10 years now, since I was 17 years old. So being that I was diagnosed so early on in life, I was, just thrown into it. And also at this very vulnerable state, where my friends are learning about this just now in high school. And it's just so cool. I don't even want to use this word, but it's so demonized. Oh, you're this, you're that. Oh, you have this. And I realized that I stopped breathing at that point. I never realized how much I was not breathing until one day I almost had a somewhat of an anxiety attack where I just felt like I could not breathe. And it was at that moment I realized, and I literally start to feel my body get still. I literally started to just feel the stress roll off of me. And then also about 2.5 years ago, when I was diagnosed genitally with herpes type 2, that's when I started also working at a job at a museum. And the museum dealt with a lot of Buddhist, Hindu, and all just different kind of religions that tap back into ancient healing ways and ancient learning. So that's when I started to look into the chakras. I started to look into Buddhism. And then I even did a broad study of all religions and realized how tied in they were, and how when I decided to take on this path to be a breathwork coach or just focus on my breath, I just felt the stress and all the relief of not dealing with things from the past, things from the future. I began to be present, guys. And
Mhm.
that's what breath is all about. Realizing you have this moment and you're in control of this moment. You don't have to think about what happened 5 days ago. You don't have to think about what happened yesterday. Today is a completely new day. And every time I take in that deep breath and I focus on that breath, I realize I own this moment. I can control my mind state in this moment. I can control my body in this moment. I don't have to be stressed. And stress is the number one cause of herpes outbreaks, guys. So when you control that
Mm.
stress, you control that 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 thing on your shoulder and that thing on your back that's just like, remember, you don't have to think about any of that, guys. Just be peaceful and be present. Now, I know Shayna usually shares some affirmations, but here's some affirmations that also help with solar plexus. And they kind of actually feed into what you guys were talking about on the Red Table Talk. So here are some positive affirmations to help you when you even focus on your breath. Think about these things. You can say
Yes.
to yourself, I feel my own power. My potential is unlimited.
Mm.
I honor myself. I accomplish tasks easily, and I act with courage, not from fear. If you think about
Yes.
those affirmations, guys, when you think about breathing and this, the focus on the solar plexus, guys, being confident and being present, you don't have to let anything else affect you. Be present, guys. Amber.
Hmm. Thank you, Euphoria. That was great. I love those. I let those affirmations kind of soak into my spirit. We are live on Facebook, so we hope you're enjoying so far. Healing Wednesdays. Pamela says no fear. Yes, Queen. So if you were watching us on Facebook, I'm able to see the comments. Make sure you tap in, get in the comments, and let us know where you're watching from. This is Healing Wednesdays. Healing Wednesdays moved over from Clubhouse onto our Facebook stream for our cousins in our community. We hope you're enjoying today. And we'll be back tonight at 7 p.m. over on Instagram Live. So Instagram Live is going to be where it's going to be at tonight at 7 p.m. So make sure you're tuned in. Make sure you're following us on Herpes Can Never over on IG and following Shayna and I. And of course, Euphoria. So Euphoria, let the cousins know where they can find you on social media. And also, I know you're doing some things as far as breath work specifically. So if people want to get more into breath work, where can they find you?
Okay, guys, so you guys can follow me on Instagram at Euphoria with 9 A's and an underscore. Outside of Instagram, I'm also starting Breathwork podcast on. Ooh, I'm sorry, I just had a blank. Anchor.
It's okay.
Because
Anchor's
I
the
was just
thing. No,
reading a
it's all
book on,
good.
but I was just reading a book on Audible, and I was going to say Audible, and I'm like, no, not Audible. It's on Anchor, guys. So Anchor is a awesome app to tune into any podcast. But I'm going to be on there, just giving out breath work, focusing on the different chakras. So tune in. I will be there soon, guys, and I cannot wait to have you all because I want to be able to share breath work with you guys all the time, not just on Wednesdays. And if you just feel like you need someone to guide you through breath work, I'm definitely here for you guys. So meet me on the Anchor app and we can breathe together and we can heal together. So thank you for that, Amber, reminding me to put that out there.
Yes, you're welcome. No problem. Thank you, Queen. So Euphoria gave us some affirmations and that deal specifically with the solar plexus. I'm going to give you a few more. So these are warrior affirmations. So we talk often about in our healing, it's really imperative to realize again where your thoughts are coming from. It's easy to place blame on others and sometimes even ourselves, but on others as far as being diagnosed with herpes. I got it from her. I got it from him, my ex, my this, my that. So it's so easy for us to put blame or focus or responsibility on outside factors when in all actuality, how much responsibility are you taking for your own actions? And so we always say you're either operating from a place a victimhood, or you're operating from a place of being a survivor. So are you a victim, or are you a survivor? And so I want to share with you guys some survivor or some warrior mindset affirmations. So out of all the negative things you tell yourself, think about these things and replacing these things, and working these things into your mind and into your mouth and out of your mouth, because you speak what you seek. So what you speak is what you're looking for, and what you say is what you're going to see. I'm a huge proponent in that. So here's some affirmations that'll go along with euphorias that she gave earlier. Number 1 says, I am open and ready to be positive. That's a whole word right there, because just think about your disposition in the day. Are you an overall more positive or a more negative person? Like, really think about the thoughts that you think. Or if something happens in traffic, or something happens at work, or something happens with one of your friends or your family, what are your natural thoughts around when something happens to you? Is it generally more positive? Is it more blaming? Is it more validation seeking? It's time to do that work. So when you say stuff like, I am open and ready to be positive, if that's not you right now, start speaking that, because that's what you will become over time. So number 2, I am in control of my feelings. Number 3, no matter how hard it is, I can do it. Number 4, I am smart. Number 5, I deserve to be happy. Number 6, I believe in myself and my goals. Number 7, I am a kind person. Number 8, here's obstacles help me grow and learn. We always talk about the lessons that finding out we had herpes taught us. So a lot of people look at their herpes diagnosis as an obstacle, something that came into their life that wasn't planned, that wasn't expected, that wasn't ideal, that they consider a negative or an obstacle or a challenge. Well, how about you speak, obstacles help me to grow and learn? Because that's exactly what being diagnosed with herpes did for me. Being diagnosed with herpes saved my life. That's why I made a YouTube video and I titled it, Finding Out I Had Herpes Saved My Life, because I looked at it as an opportunity for me to grow and learn. I grew in that season of my life. In 2018, I was diagnosed with HSV2. In 2018, I went into a season of getting to know myself and grow and understand and learn about myself like I had never done before. At 32 years of age, I just started realizing who I was. So a lot of people in the community are a lot younger. I know Euphoria is in her 20s. She found out she was diagnosed. You're in your 20s, right, Euphoria?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She found out when she was in her teen years that she had been diagnosed with HSV1. And it's like, in the work she's already done on herself at such an early season, it's like stage in her life, even in her 20s, to be this self-aware, to be this present, to be this connected, like to have that at such a young age is such a blessing and a gift. So share with the people, I want to say the people like cousins, family, share with the family what you feel like maybe some advantages of being diagnosed at an earlier age. You know, as myself, like I said, I was in my 30s, so I had seen a little bit of life, and my diagnosis had a different effect on me than it might have had on someone who got diagnosed with. What did you learn diagnosed with herpes in your 20s or even in your teens?
Okay, so being diagnosed at such an early state, I say advantages, right?
Okay.
It gave me the understanding that I had to learn to control everything around me, right? So when I finally understood that at such a young age, you know, most people don't decide to go off and veer off on their own and do a business venture or even, you know, be a parent or anything like that at such a young age. It's like, okay, I got to plan, I got to do this, I got to make this, because I got to fall into everyone else's mold of life before I can do the things that I want to do. And I realized with herpes, you know, breaking that threshold, and I would say even that matrix of believing that I had to do certain things. Herpes taught me that pretty much I might have done everything that I wasn't supposed to do, but life still turned out exactly how it was supposed to turn out for me. You know, everyone says you weren't supposed to do this, you weren't supposed to do that, or this was wrong. But if I didn't do all those things, I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be able to heal with you guys. I wouldn't be able to breathe with you guys. It just gave me so much awareness of everything around me. And then the awareness having that at such a young age, you know, you build better friendships and better bonds at an earlier age. You know, I
Yes.
have friends now that I'm never going to not speak to. I've had friends that I've had for 15 years now or 20 years because we resonated on certain points. Whereas though, if I would have found out this later on in life, I would have been, you know, having superficial, small, and it's okay, you know, some associateships and stuff, but I would have had a lot of superficial, small, unheartfelt relationships with people. So
Yes.
just having to tap into myself and really understand myself allowed me to understand everyone else. I now have compassion for others.
Yes.
I have empathy for others. I can understand, wow, that made that person feel like that. I feel that too. I feel the tears in my eyes, just like that person feels the tears in their eyes. Like you can literally feel people when you become so self
Yes.
at a young age. And then you have better relationships furthermore. But I want to add on to
Yes.
what you said earlier. This is so
Yes,
funny. It
Queen.
popped up on my timeline. It said abracadabra, right? We all say abracadabra, we think after a magic trick. Abracadabra, right? But abracadabra is actually a Hebrew phrase meaning I will create as I speak.
Mm. Mm.
So I will create as I speak. Abracadabra, whatever I have spoken. So if you feel like today, guys, that's your mantra for the day, I want to have a positive day. Abracadabra. The day shall be positive.
Yes.
Existence, guys. So whatever it needs to be for you, say abracadabra and understand the power in abracadabra and feel that and embody that,
Get your
guys.
abracadabra on. And
Yes.
what are you speaking about yourself? What are you saying? What are you creating with your words? Quanta's in the comments saying great question being asked. Pam Quanta saying love it. So shout out to everyone watching on Facebook. We can see your comments. Where you're tuning in from. Where y'all watching us from? Cousins, good morning. If you're watching this, tag replay and let us know that you see us. We're going to be back for our second session over on Instagram Live tonight. So make sure you tap in with us so you can get in the comments live and in real time. I'm Amber, aka Watch Amber. I'm the co-founder of the Herpes Can Never Movement. My confidence is contagious. I help women heal on purpose. The founder of our Herpes Can Never Movement, Miss Shayna Singleton, she is on location. She's traveling right now, doing work for our community. So she is with us in spirit. So we love you, Queen. Thank you for allowing us. She set up this Zoom so that we could stream right now. Pamela says she's tuning in from North Carolina. My puppies just woke up, so if I act a fool, it's because they are out and about. So just want to say hello to her. And Queen Euphoria, make sure you introduce yourself for everyone in our community.
Well, guys, it's Euphoria, the breathwork goddess. Just letting you guys know I'm focusing on breathwork, guys, because when you control your breath, you control your spirit and your reality, guys. So just make sure that when you take the time today, take some time to truly breathe. And I want to thank Amber and Shayna for having me on as well. You know, just being able to share this with you guys, something so simple it seems, but something that is so hard to master and to, you know, keep in our day-to-day schedule. Just remembering to truly breathe and feel the breath and let the breath feel you. It's a special thing.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for having me, Queen.
Thank you so much. Shayna's listening to us and she says she's cracking the F up, talking about some not get your abracadabra on. Yes, get your abracadabra on, but that's going to make you be super mindful of what it is that's coming out of your mouth. Because imagine if what you said is really what became your reality. I bet you'd be a lot more aware of the words that you say. So thank you so much for that. Euphoria. And so I'm going to continue reading these affirmations, and I just know that they'll bring about continuous reflection. So we stopped at obstacles help me grow and learn. Number 9, I stand up for what I believe in. Number 10, I make good choices. These are warrior or survivor mindset affirmations on this Healing Wednesday. Number 11, I have the power to be happy. Woo! Because you know what I'm saying? Old Amber, pre-herpes Amber, thought that my happiness came from external places. I needed a certain amount of money. I needed a certain relationship. I needed a certain outfit. I needed a certain amount of makeup. I needed a certain amount of all these other things. But people feel like their power is not, or their happiness is not in their control. When all actuality is, that's a lie. And you have everything inside of you that you need to be happy. You have that power. You haven't been living in it for so long that you don't even realize what you actually have. And so herpes, finding out I had herpes, hitting my rock bottom, hitting the lowest point in my life at the current stage of my life, I didn't know the power that was in me until I was forced and left with no choice. Herpes showed me the power that I had, and I truly was able to start experiencing life as the happiest version of myself that I've ever been. So that's amazing to me. Number 12, I can make a difference in the world. And here I am making a difference in the world because I did the work, because I decided to truly tackle the issues that I was dealing with and realize that it wasn't the herpes. It was never the herpes. The herpes was the catalyst for my change. So Queen, do you have anything to add to those affirmations?
I would definitely say herpes was the catalyst to me finding confidence. I thought I had confidence. Like you said, I had to have certain amounts of money. I was always a person who, I shared with my friends, so I knew I was a good person. I did this, so I knew this. It was like I let things outside of me define me versus letting everything inside of me define my reality. So that's why I also speak about breathing, because when you keep that calm energy and that calm air inside of you, it literally does resonate into the rest of the world. Like literally abracadabra. I spoke something. I'll give you a small story. Yesterday, or no, I think it was maybe 2 days ago. My son had his friends over and they were playing with the door. He was locking his friend out of the door, and the older brother was inside with my son. So it was a full, small little situation. The kids were honestly having innocent fun. But the little brother got, upset, and he went to his father next door. And I said, Marcel, you locked him outside the door. You know his dad's gonna come over here and come get you, right? Literally 5 seconds. Dun, 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 dun. Your older brother here? Yeah, come on, it's time for me to go outside. It's time to go. Like literally, I spoke it and it happened. I watched it happen right before my eyes. And I don't, necessarily have the strongest relationship with my next door neighbor per se. We do have our kids over each other's house, but I don't know them. We don't hang out. So for me to be able to speak that and literally see it happen 5 seconds later, just by knowing something, you literally do speak your reality into existence. So to finally be able to say, I'm at peace, and then I find peace all around me, versus when I'm upset and I'm in traffic and I'm rushing, then next thing you know, someone's cutting me off and they're blocking me and I can't get down the road, and I'll beep, 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 beep. Literally, whatever you feel on the inside of you is literally outside of you. It sounds so crazy, because some people haven't been able to experience it or really embody it yet.
Yes.
It sounds so crazy, but it's so real. And I'm not saying it off, like hocus pocus, I know we were using abracadabra, but in real reality, guys, we are all spirits, we are all beings, we're all connected, we are all one. I'll give you a quick sermon or a quick thing, right? So humans, right? A lot of us like to say that we are human, or that we are, we practice humanity. But to me, and of course, this is just my opinion, but I believe you can only truly say you are a human when you have experienced all of the hues of reality, right? To understand being balanced in the head space and the heart space and the sacral chakra and all the chakras, and having all those hues aligned within your body, only at that point can you truly be human. Because when you unlock all of your chakras, the amount of empathy that exists in your body that you have to exude to others and extend to others, it will come naturally when you understand all these different things about yourself. It won't even take you won't even bat an eye to do a favor for someone or to just be that person. And you're not doing it because you want that in return. It's just because that's so natural for you, because you understand all of your hues and what it just means to be a reflection. When you put that energy on someone, it's going to come right back to you. So even when it comes to, like you saying, disclosures, if you put that energy around nervousness around your disclosure, you're going to get that back. Oh, wait, so what do I have to do? Like, I'm going to ask questions. I'm tense now versus, okay, so I have herpes. And basically, if you want to know anything, you want to continue to talk to me, I can give you some tips and let you know. Like, literally the energy that you put out when you communicate with each other, guys. So when you truly understand hues, that's when you become that human that can really be that ethereal being that's just portraying all this positivity, and the positivity just comes back to you. and you don't do it seeking validation. You just do it because of humanity. But that's just a short thing for me, guys.
Thank you for Pamela said if our words were like wishes, we would only say great things for ourselves. Facts. And what Euphoria said around disclosing, because I've seen in the comments, several people are starting to disclose. They're tapping in Facebook and sharing their disclosures with us. And we're so grateful that you guys are sharing in the community. However, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's about the energy that you have going into your disclosure. That's a major key, because we've seen a few examples of people speaking from a lack mindset, speaking of a mindset of seeking to be accepted, seeking to be, validated from someone else's approval or acceptance of something about ourselves, when in all actuality, that has to and must come from ourselves first before anyone else can actually participate in giving us that back as well. And someone else's acceptance is optional when you accept yourself. And so we are in this space where we feel like we have to, need to, crave to be desired, accepted by others, when in all actuality, if you accept yourself, anyone else's acceptance is simply a bonus. Anyone else's acceptance is icing on the cake that you already built and baked, mixed the ingredients, put in the oven, preheated the oven, baked it, let it sit out and cool. So then the icing can put on all. That's what everyone else's acceptance is. So I just want to encourage you guys that mindset you go into your disclosure with is very, very crucial, because it does. We talked about it in our disclosure workshop, which we have the recording of that. And we'll be selling the replays for those who didn't get to make it live and in person. We talked about something super key in there about how that positive environment, that energy that you put around the disclosure, how it sets the tone for the entire conversation. So be mindful of that. Your energy is transferred onto others, and that disclosure conversation is real. So we have Yasina in the comments saying, I'm not sure if acting like this isn't a big deal plays a role in disclosing. That could just be me. I'm not too sure if acting like this isn't a big deal plays a role in disclosing. That's just me. Okay, so she's saying she's not sure if acting like herpes isn't a big deal plays a role in disclosing. So thank you, Queen, for that. And to that, I say, it might not necessarily be specifically that your herpes isn't a big deal, but it's more so that when you accept yourself and fully are no longer stigmatizing yourself or affected by the stigma, to you, herpes becomes not such a big deal. So the demeanor and the energy and your tone is totally different, as opposed to someone who is not yet healed, or who is disclosing from a place of still needing to be accepted or validated by someone, and might feel like that's going to be more difficult because they have herpes. So your attitude definitely plays a part. So I hope that helps. You can definitely get in the comments again and expand on that, but it's just a new parts of healing that your mind might not have gone to yet. And so when you go into a disclosure thinking that your herpes is a big deal, you're going to have the tendency to attract a person who's going to make you feel like your herpes is a big deal too, and that they're doing you a favor by dealing with you or accepting you because of your diagnosis. So Shayna also talks about that. So we love you to keep commenting. Thank you, everyone who's in the Facebook comments. Cousins, we see y'all tapping in. We got North Carolina in the building. We got Mississippi in the building. We got Philly in the building. Y'all all over the country, with that all over the world. Be global. This your girl Amber. Watch Amber, the co-founder of the Herpes Can Never movement. You can find me on YouTube at Watch Amber. Make sure you are following us on our Instagram. We have so many amazing things coming up for the community. We have a huge announcement. I'm not going to announce it yet because Shane is not able to be with me. But when we are together, or when we actually put it out together, we have a major announcement for the community. We're so excited. And today's a great day. So Healing Wednesdays is all about things that we can actually do. We start Healing Wednesdays off with breath work. Euphoria comes in, our breath work goddess, and just helps us realize the power and the value of being aware and of your breath. And then we talk about affirmation, Shayna shares. And then we also, I usually hit you guys with like a little word of encouragement as a certified life coach. So that's what Wednesdays are. Tonight, we're going to be back here. Sorry, guys. Tonight, we're going to be back here, or we're back over on Instagram Live at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. for our evening session. So just wanted to say thank you, Queen Euphoria. If you can introduce yourselves for the community once again and let them know where they can find you, please, Queen.
Okay, so guys, it's your girl Euphoria, breathwork goddess. You can find me, self-taught spiritual healer. I'm always focusing on breath work, because when you control your breath, you control your reality and your spirit. You can find me on Instagram at Euphoria with 9 A's and 1 underscore. You can also find me over on the Anchor app. I give podcasts concerning breath work, and as it relates to what we're doing this week, the solar plexus and all of the different chakras. I'm always up for, sharing anything with you guys and just letting you know breath work is the best work. Okay. That's a little bar.
Yes.
Breath
Shirt.
work is the best work. Yeah, put it on another
breath
shirt.
work is the best work. I might
Because,
twerk
guys,
when I say that.
Yes. And then the bigger thing in this, guys, in this particular lesson, I want to just add to what you were saying earlier, Amber.
Yes,
when
Queen.
you're dealing with the solar plexus, right? The goal is to overcome your ego, fear, and anger, right? That's one way to just think about mastering the solar plexus. So, and as it pertains back to what Yasina said, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I wouldn't say acting like it's not a big deal is a thing. It's more so, like I said, when you control your spirit, your breath, and your reality, and your present, you're literally controlling your nervous system. You're literally controlling that stress. So you're literally controlling your outbreaks. So, if you have that mindset that necessarily, I don't want to say that it's not a big deal, but it's not a huge mountain for you to cross or a huge threshold for you to get over, then you truly can, have that attitude, and then that portrays and plays out into your present and your reality. Because, I've been outbreak free for a while, because I've been breathing and I've been doing that work of just, I'm focused on me and what's coming. Even though I'm present today, I still understand the future and what this present moment can do for my future, if that makes any sense. I understand that I want my business to have 6 figures. So right now, instead of worrying about a herpes outbreak, I could be worried about, what are the tools that I need to put into play so that I can be at that position, instead of worrying about things that tear me down and things that weigh me down. So yes, and in the sense of necessarily not acting like it's a big deal, I don't want to say that, but just understanding that your mind state is the bigger deal.
Yes. Yes, Euphoria. Yes. Thank you for clarifying that, because we don't want to get to the point to where we are in their journey, but we're also here as coaches. We're also here as healers. We're also here to motivate you and encourage you and push you forward past where your current mindset might be. So that's what we're here to do. DJ, stop it. Girl, sorry, like I just don't understand how and why. Like, what in the world is going on? Like,
it's okay. Having fur babies is all right, because I have a scale baby, and the lizard that we just got, she has an attitude. It's a girl from what we got.
Your lizard.
Yes.
Is it bearded dragon, right?
Dragon.
Okay, your bearded dragon. Okay. Now she has an attitude, girl.
Look, she has an attitude. She's like, where are my mealworms? And we have this calcium powder that we have to dip her mealworms in. She's like, if I don't have my banana strawberry calcium powder, I'm not eating my mealworms. So trust me, having fur babies and animal babies is just the same as having real babies.
Girl, they're unpredictable and embarrassing. Not this attitude this bearded dragon got. I am weak. Okay. Let's continue through the affirmations. We're almost done, so we're wrapping up here. Number 13, I work hard. That's the word. Number 14, I am honest. We're reading some warrior survivor mindset affirmations on this Healing Wednesday. I'm going through the list. Number 15, I am grateful for what I have. Number 16, today I am going to be my best self. Number 17, I am prepared to be successful. Number 18, it is okay if I make mistakes. Yes, let's talk about that, because so many people view their herpes as a mistake. So many people view their diagnosis or the fact that they got herpes as a mistake. And at one point, that's how I viewed it. And what the problem is mistakes aren't the problem. The problem is that you don't even feel like you can allow yourself to make mistakes. Not only do you add insult to injury when you beat yourself up for making a mistake, because we are experiencing this life in a human experience. And for what my faith believes, or what my beliefs are aligned with, is that humans, we all fall short. We all make mistakes. We all do things. We all do things that we might wish we could have done differently, done better. The outcome would have been different. But if you don't even give yourself the space, the grace to fall short, to make mistakes, you are keeping your own self bound. So the value in forgiving yourself. And I had to learn that. I never really forgave myself until my herpes diagnosis. I never really looked at myself as a person who's just like everyone else, trying to figure life out, until my herpes diagnosis. And so that allowed me to truly work on forgiveness and work on, and not seeing mistakes as so bad. Mistakes are inevitable in this life, but do you allow yourself to make them? Do you give yourself grace through them? Do you learn lessons from your shortcomings? That's the real question. It's not that you made a mistake, is what is the lesson attached to that? Number 19, I like myself for who I am. And number 20, today is going to be a great day. So if you don't say anything else, if you wake up every day and say today is going to be a great day, just think about how that changes the course of your day. If you wake up every morning and say today is going to be a great day, at 2:00 in the afternoon, when something happens that isn't so ideal, your mind is going to go back to that muscle memory. You told yourself today was going to be a great day. So you are more likely to find the greatness in the day. Euphoria?
Abracadabra. Yeah. That's all I got to say. Abracadabra the moment, guys. Also remembering a mistake, right? I would say a mistake grows your spirit, but it hurts your ego. Your ego doesn't want to make mistakes. Your ego is just like, oh my God, no, I'm being judged. I'm putting on this show. I'm big. I can't be seen, so vulnerable, right? But your spirit is just like, girl, you got this. What did that just teach you? You know how you have the person on one shoulder and the other person on the other shoulder? It's your ego and it's your spirit. Your ego's like, no, you're wrong, beating you up, right? Pow, pow, pow. But your spirit's like, girl, that's what we healing for. We got scars. All my scars are beautiful. Every single, like, I forget who was the lady that sings it, Alicia. I forget what her name is, but there are no scars to your beautiful. Okay, there's no such thing as a ugly scar. I look at my scars on my body sometimes, right? Like I got burned by the iron here. I got a boo-boo on my knee. I think back to that as, what did that teach me? Not, oh my gosh, my body is messed up, or oh my gosh, I'm not perfect anymore. But what did it teach me, guys? Always remember, what does it teach you, so that you can learn those lessons? And then also, like Amber said, go back to that muscle memory. When that happened, I learned this, so we're not going to do that necessarily again. And if you do happen to fall into the same thing again, it's okay. We have time and space to heal from any mistake and learn that it's never a mistake. It's a lesson or a blessing, never a loss.
Yes. Healing Wednesdays are lit.
We don't lose, we win, okay?
Yes, it's a win-win. No matter what, either hand is the upper hand. Like, it's always going to be a win-win with me. Because I mean, every single experience, I'm going to decide and to choose to see the lesson in it. And so you have to realize that sometimes the lessons are going to be immediate and in your face, and other times you're going to have to look a little bit to see those lessons. You're going to have to do a little bit more digging and self-development to find the lesson in certain things. But are you willing to go there for yourself? Are you willing to go there for your healing? We can be on here all day long, but where are you really prepared and ready to go to in your mind? You got to ask yourself that. You got to hold your own self accountable. You got to look in your mirror for yourself and say, I'm showing up for myself. Or you got to look in the mirror and say, I'm really not showing up for myself, and accept that and own that and decide to change that, because that is key. Quan in the comments talking about period. Pamela's talking about facts. So obviously something they'll be saying they are resonating with, which we appreciate so much on this Wednesday. But no, I'm so grateful for you, Euphoria, your value that you add to the community, your own experiences and what you're able to share with us. And, we all got to this point because we decided that we were not going to let the herpes stigma consume us. We were going to free ourselves from the stigma. We were going to free ourselves from the depression, from the anxiety, from the fear, from the all the feelings that are associated with being diagnosed with herpes. We came to this conclusion in our own lives. Shayna, myself, Euphoria. And that's what brought us here to this community. And that's what brought us together to do this healing work. So when I say this is so much bigger than you or than us, it truly is. And so it's really about perspective. And my perspective for my life has changed. And because of that, my life is changing. My life has changed because I look at life differently. So you just have to realize that there's so much power inside of you. There's so much power inside of the choices that you make. There's so much power inside of the things that you think, your thoughts, and really owning that and accepting that and taking that power back as opposed to giving it away to others. You think you're giving away blame, but you're also giving away power. So just be mindful of that.
I'll add in a quick quote
Sure.
for my tea, because y'all know I love my yogi tea, right?
Yes,
Yogi tea
yes, get us together.
Yeah, get you guys some yogi tea. I love echinacea blend, and I also love what is the other one I have? Green tea antioxidant today. I usually do berry detox, but today's tea says the gate to happiness is self-compassion, guys. You can be happy the second you learn to be compassionate with yourself, and just know, like we said, it's never a mistake. It's a lesson or a blessing. You never lose, guys. Just be compassionate with yourself and understand that we go through these things to grow us into the people that we need to become so that we can be those people for everyone around us. That was a lot to digest, but get it on the playback, okay? We go through all the things to be who we. So just remember, be compassionate with yourself and just take these lessons in, guys. Live in it. Don't let them consume the less food for
okay. Yeah, it's going down. It's heat being dropped all hour long on this on this stream. Healing Wednesdays is cracking. Euphoria got all types of shirt quotes that she done said just in this hour long, but that's what changing your mindset does. Like she said, because she's not because she's done the healing in areas valuable time worrying about what people think about her or worry about what it's going to be like when she discloses. It's more like, how can this better? It's more like, how can I make myself better? It's more, how can I share? It puts it into a perspective where it belongs, so that when it's there, you're able to say it's not a big deal. And that you bring. So many people say that my confidence it exudes out of me. And so when I go into a disclosure, you feel that confidence along with the words that I'm saying, and that has an actual effect on the environment. And that's the hope we want everybody to get to. So before we exit this thing out, Shayna is in the comments on, and so hopefully she's going to be in the comments dropping that link. Why Link to what? Link to our book. Shayna and I are officially certified, bona fide, real life authors in this thing. So we have a published book. Shayna and I wrote a trigger journal. So we wrote a journal where and reflective questions to go along with those to help navigate and guide you through your healing around your herpes diagnosis. This is the first of its kind. It's the first journal made specifically for towards healing and dealing and growing through your herpes diagnosis. And the great thing is this book can be, but it also can be used by anybody, because wherever the word herpes is, take that stigma out and might place in the stigma of maybe being a single parent, maybe living below your, maybe in a poverty rate, or maybe feeling stigmatized for something physically, something spiritually, any stigma that you feel like you're under, that is what this journal is about. It's to trigger you to really do the self-reflective work around your triggers so that you can actually heal and learn the lessons that we talked about that were meant for you to be learned all along the way. So our book is on Amazon right now. I'm hoping Shayna will put the link in the comments to the book. We already have orders coming in. Like, the orders are coming in. I done already ordered 2 copies. Euphoria, we gotta get you a copy, queen.
No, I'm going on Amazon right now. Like, I'm on both my phones. Like, hold on, wait. How can I get in?
Yes, it is amazing. Like, this amazing. The book is titled Trigger Warning. It is not your herpes. You don't love yourself. The book is called You Don't Love Yourself. The journal is called You Don't Love Yourself. And so when we decided to come up with that title, because we knew it would cause people to be like, what? I don't love myself. Yeah, I do. We're like, hold on then. Because if you did, why are you letting something like herpes, the stigma of herpes, affect your life in a way where you're making decisions that are counteractive to the goal of loving yourself? So You Don't Love Yourself, trigger warning, it's not the herpes. Our journal is out right now on Amazon. And yeah, we're authors. The community is growing. We can't wait. We're going to actually be starting a book club with our Patreons. So if you are not a Patreon, I'm also going to drop the link to our Patreon in the comments so that you can sign up and join. Our tier 3 Patreons will have access to a book club that we're going to start, and we're going to start doing journal prompts in our Patreon calls from our actual books. So we love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and let Euphoria say her goodbyes, and then I'm going to sign off until this evening. But we're authors, y'all. The founders of the Herpes Can Never movement. We are authors. We're in this thing. We are doing the work. And it's time to get serious about this. Euphoria.
First off, I want to say congratulations, guys. Like,
Thank you,
what
Queen.
you're giving us everything that we need in a paperback book, or is it? It doesn't matter whether it's a paperback,
it's paperback.
hardback. It doesn't matter.
Paperback.
You're giving us what we need. Period. Okay, it doesn't matter what it's in. You're giving us what we need. We need that journal for accountability. So thank you so much for that, guys, and congratulations. First off and foremost.
Thank you, Queen.
I'm going to close out and say, guys, it is Euphoria, the breathwork goddess. I'm a self-taught spiritual healer. I focus on breathwork because when we focus on our breath, we control our spirit and our reality, guys. I'm going to close off by saying, remember, guys, in this lesson, we're overcoming our ego, guys. We're overcoming our ego. That's what herpes is all about, for me especially. Overcoming that ego and just understanding that these are all lessons. It's something that happened for me to teach me where I'm going in life. Like they said, it's not the herpes, guys. It's just that's the catalyst that awoken you to your journey. But again, I just want to thank you all for joining me in breathwork today. I appreciate you all. And I always want to say there's power in breath. There's power in the present. Because the present is a gift. That's why it's called the present.
Big facts, right. Big breath work goddess facts. So thank you so much, Queen Euphoria. Y'all, it is Healing Wednesdays. It's your girl Amber, aka Watch Amber. I'm signing off on behalf of myself and Shayna And want to say thank you again so much for being here with us today. We are going to be back tonight live over on Instagram at 7 p.m. all about Healing Wednesdays again. Make sure you cop the book. I put the link in the comments to grab you a copy off Amazon. You can be one of the first people to get it. It just was released today. You guys are the first to know about it in our community. So we're so grateful. Guys, remember, do the work. Do the work because it will change your life. I am a living, breathing example of what it looks like to start your healing journey. And I'm so grateful for everyone in our community, all of our cousins who are along this journey with us. We hope to encourage you, inspire you, empower you. And we want you to always know that herpes
Could never.
Ever. And we'll see y'all back over this evening on Instagram Live at 7 p.m. We're so grateful. Y'all have a great day. Peace.